Las Vegas was built on flirtation. It was built on fast money. It was built on second chances.
That's longtime Las Vegas celebrity columnist Norm Clarke, who's had his share of second chances.
Yeah, Norm has covered our city with those short celebrity tidbits that you couldn't put down for a very long time. He retired a while back, and he's had a long battle with cancer, but he did receive some life-changing treatment at comprehensive cancer centers.
Yeah, and we wanted to check in with Norm and see how he's doing now.
I think it was 2002, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And because my father had died of cancer, and because they removed my eye because of what they thought it was cancer, I thought that I had like a year to live. And so I just said I'm gonna have the best time of covering the city I love, and turns out I got a lot more time than I imagined. But I've been a stage 4 for 16, 17 years. They recently honored me for that crazy journey. I guess the greatest advice I can give people is early detection. I'm a great example of that, because I certainly did not expect to be still living in this city and loving it as much as I do for as long as I've been able to.
Norm has had his struggles, but he is thankful to the comprehensive cancer centers and its doctors. He says it is proof that cancer can be a long-time illness, not a death sentence.
And that is what we like to hear from Norm and his prognosis. Well, we also wanted to hear more about Norm's life, covering entertainment and celebrities here in Las Vegas. And we wanted to get into some of those salacious stories that he covered for so many years here.
Yeah, he has got some good ones. He's currently writing another book, and of course, the Vegas stories are endless.
It was the world's greatest buffet of entertainment news. There was so much going on, and it was my AP background that allowed me to come up with a question, get a great answer, and I had a tidbit this long that could have been the lead story 9 out of 10 days. I thank the AP for that. I was so lucky to be able to find exactly what it was that I wanted to do, and that I was able to develop.
And you know, nobody's really doing what you did, really. I mean, you took tips and gossip and rumors and made them into stories.
I think I had you in the column.
I was in the column.
I hope you've forgiven me for it.
I thought, oh, Norm, you little devil.
I'm surprised I didn't get find a bomb in my car like one of the old mobsters.
Oh, they always said you never wanted to end up in Norm's column. And I was like, now I understand why.
One time, at midnight, I heard a ping, and it was somebody that worked on the Elton John show, where he had gotten angry and he had thrown water all over. Remember that thing where he had it through a fit? And at midnight, I made a couple calls, confirmed it. I think I got it on the RJ website by 1 o'clock. Britney Spears went into a place at 12 o'clock. I got the tip, I called the RJ, and I said, any chance I can add this to sightings? You got 2 minutes. I go, okay, Britney Spears was seen feeding her dog at shrimp bits at the such and such bar, and down, I think 2 days later is when she got married. One of my stock and trades was celebrities behaving badly. That upset some people. Went over to the Palms, Pete Rose walks by, I holler at him. I had lunch with him a couple days earlier. He comes back, and I stand up to introduce him to Kara and Matt Drudge, and he slaps me and says, "You SOB, you made me the worst tipper, fifth worst tipper in town," and I didn't have the heart to tell him that it wasn't alphabetical. It was actually worse than that. But and then the second part of that incredible story was George Maloof walks up to the table with this guy who we knew who Tom Brady was. It was Tom Brady wanted to meet Matt Drudge, and so they're talking, and I said to George, almost in a whisper, "Did you see what just happened?" He said, "No." I said, "Pete Rose just slapped me." And Tom Brady turned, head snapped, "Pete Rose just slapped you." It was one of the great moments of my life.
Did it bother you when these people would come at you, or was that what you?
No, I didn't.
Knew?
I didn't. No, but here's the one thing. That's a really good question, because the one thing I thought was, if this is going to be a successful column, the readers are going to have to know that I'm just not going to be an kisser.
Do you miss it?
Oh, do I miss it? I was born to cover the Las Vegas Strip. That was just the greatest.
Well, you can tell how much Norm loved his job. We talked for a very long time, on camera and off camera. It was hard to condense it all.
Well, it's because there's so much to talk about
Yeah.
and such a storied experiences from Norm.
Well, Norm was also known, something we didn't put in the story is, the Palms was such a hot spot, let's put it that way, for a very long time. And Norm was really part of making that happen. He would do those celebrity sightings all the time, and it would make people want to go to the Palms.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Norm said he even got calls from people at other casino properties saying, "Hey, how come you're giving the Palms so much love? Why aren't you talking about our place?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, send me some tips
Right.
and they'll go in my column."
Right. Yeah, the more tips, the better. Everyone send them in. He was even talking about how another casino group tried to kind of ban him, but then realized, wait a minute, if we don't let him do sightings in our hotel casino, then that means places like the Palms are going to get all the sightings and everyone's going to go there.
Well, it's that old adage, any publicity is good publicity.
That's right.